Hi friends, I am Natalia with Mom's Dish. Today we are making the most epic blueberry muffins. I am totally a blueberry muffin snob. I have tried it in so many bakeries and our recipe is literally so epic. I am so excited for you to try it. It is crumbly on top, moist on the inside, perfect fluffy muffin that you will absolutely love. Let's make it. We are starting with combining dry ingredients together. I have 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. I have 2 teaspoons of baking powder and then, and a pinch of salt, just a little bit, and we're just gonna toss it together. If I don't list some of the ingredients, I will list them all down below so you can see the measurements or you don't have to keep track of the measurements as we go. And now we're just gonna set this aside and work on our wet ingredients. We will need a large bowl because this is where the remaining of the ingredients will go into. I have 1/4 cup of unsalted butter that's been melted. I have 1/4 cup of oil. You can use avocado oil, olive oil that doesn't have fragrance, or even canola oil if you like that. A full cup of granulated sugar. I have 3/4 cup of whole milk. You can use low-fat milk if you want to, but we just use whole milk at home. We have 1/2 cup of sour cream. And I use everything that's whole fat at home, so if you love low fat, go for that. Dumping that in. And then I have 2 large eggs. We're just gonna dump this in as well. Whoa. Look at this pro right here. No shells in there. And then we have 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And now we're just gonna okay, Dasha learn English. And now we're just gonna whisk everything together until it's nice and smooth and there's no lumps. And this dough hook has been heavenly. I got it because of sourdough, but now I use it literally for all my recipes. If you want one, I will have it down below. Continue whisking until all of the sour cream is all blended in. Now that our wet ingredients are all like perfectly smooth, we are gonna fold in the dry ingredients. And I just do a little bit at a time, maybe half and half. It just makes it a little bit easier to incorporate all of it together. Just mix this in. And yes, this recipe has so many ingredients, but overall, like the process is so easy. Once you have it all together, it's just quite easy. Then we're gonna add remaining dry ingredients, dump them in. Continue mixing until there's no dry lumps. So if you see the batter being all smooth, you are done. I think we're good here. This is where blueberries come in. I am using fresh blueberries. They're washed and dried. I'm just gonna dump them in. It's 1.5 cups. I have never tried using frozen, and I personally don't like frozen blueberries because they have the blue tint on them, so I feel like they just mess up your batter. So if you are gonna make blueberries, by my recommendation, use fresh ones. Or if you're gonna make blueberry muffins, by my recommendation, use fresh blueberries. And we're just folding in those blueberries. Once they're all like folded in, your batter is ready. We're gonna line our muffin pans now. I just need to grab those. My cameraman has many talents. He's gonna help me with lining the muffins.
Your cameraman also has a question. What is the difference between a cupcake lining?
You have to be helpful.
Okay, what is the difference between a cupcake lining and a muffin lining?
There's really no difference. They're all the same. I think cupcakes, the only difference between cupcakes and muffins is the frosting, but I might be wrong. So correct me if I'm wrong in comments. Help them out. Okay, our cameraman is back to the camera, but I am gonna fill them. So you wanna fill them about 3/4 full, just like this or so. This is like, I think, perfect amount. Let me do one more and show you. So I am using an ice cream scoop, and this ice cream scoop has been like so helpful. I use it for so many things, cookies, everything. So I guess we'll link to it also down below. I'm just gonna share all my favorites in this video. That way you guys can get it all and make your life much easier. Just filling up each one. And then there's a secret ingredient here. Just stay for the secret ingredient because that's what makes this blueberry muffins so heavenly. This recipe makes about 16 to 18 muffins. I got 16 today, so I have some extra ones. So if you want to make more, you can double it up. I think 16 is plenty for a family at this point because we're just gonna munch on all of them. But if you have smaller muffins, you will get more and then you wanna reduce your baking time. But we'll talk about that in a second. Let's make The key ingredient that makes this muffin so special, I love a little crumble on top. And to make the crumble, here's what you need. We have some butter. I have 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter that's been softened. Then we have 4 tablespoons of all-purpose flour and 4 tablespoons of granulated sugar. And we're just gonna crumble this up together until it comes into little crumbles, all mixed in, and like even texture. Our crumble is all ready. We're just gonna place some on top. I just like drop some pieces on top, and as the muffins rise, stick it to my fingers. As the muffins rise, it will just like spread out. It will be so, so good. I think it's like one of my favorite parts about this muffin, but overall the muffin is like really moist. It's like just the perfect muffin. It's hard to describe. If you have tried the perfect blueberry muffin, you'll know what I'm talking about. We're gonna pop them in the oven at 400 degrees for about 20 minutes. Once you see they're starting to get golden brown, that's when they're ready. But also want to mention the timing. If you are using mini muffin pan, you may need to reduce the baking time. You will definitely need to reduce baking time. If all muffin pans I feel like are slightly different, so just keep that in mind. I always bake mine for 20 minutes, but just watch them maybe at 15-minute mark and just pull them out when they're golden brown. Our blueberry muffins are fully baked. They're nice and golden. I'm gonna place them on a cooling rack. We need to give them about 5 to 10 minutes and then we can begin. Our blueberry muffins are fully cooled. That means I can actually dig in, and I absolutely love them already because I know I made them so many times. You guys, the crumble on top is a must. If you're skipping that, I don't know if we can be friends, but it's fluffy, it's moist, it is so good, and I'm just gonna rip off this paper so I can fully enjoy it. Look at this. So fluffy, it's so, so good. You guys, the best blueberry muffin ever. You know what's funny? My cameraman is also chewing one on the back. I'm like watching him to the side and he's like chewing it. All right, thanks for staying till the end. I'm gonna go enjoy some muffins with coffee, and I hope you guys try it, and I'll see you next time.